Some concepts, imagery, and language used in this Kult Divinity Lost campaign may be considered deeply offensive to some viewers. Maybe even a lot of viewers. If you are one such viewer, we're sorry. We love you, but you may want to f*** off for this one. Your discretion is advised.
We're going to ease into this. DJ, you're here, right? You're not leaving. What are you eating, man? Is it good? What did you just hold up?
He's eating headphones.
Oh. Are you in Miami right now? No.
No, you're not?
Should play.
All right, no. I go tomorrow morning.
Oh,
You're
shit.
the fucking worst.
I'm getting ready to hit this button. You guys ready to hit this button?
Hit the button.
Hit that fucking button. I'm doing it. I'm going to hit that go live button. And we're going to be live. Oh, we're going to be so live. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
We're going to be live. Ready?
So live. Let's do it.
Pretty
what the fuck you waiting on? Let's go.
Hey, I'm pretty sure we're all live right now.
What?
Yep. That's what Streamlabs says. It says you're live. So that's fantastic. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Myth Brigade, ladies and gentlemen who have not joined the stream yet.
That's all right. They'll be here.
We are streaming live across our fantastic buggy internet, and we are playing some Kult Divinity Lost. It is the second actual episode of our Beneath These Streets campaign, featuring the one, the only, Mike Estes, Frank Quinn. How are you doing, man?
Good, man. Real good.
Yeah.
Been working on some voice acting while the squad is taking a small hiatus with streaming, so it's kind of worked out well. Had a little bit of downtime, just picked the next thing back up. So I'm coming to a Supercuts commercial near you guys.
Give us a voice that we would not expect to come out of you. Don't freak me out too bad, because I swear to God, I'll stop this stream. Anything.
It's like a... I don't know, man. You can't like put me on the spot.
Give me that.
I'll drop a voice sometime in the stream.
That always freaks me out. Give me that crazy deep thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel it right here. Freaks me out every time. And then there's the fantastic artist and sipper of beverages, Mr. Steve Nedley, Randall Michelson, the broken. How the fuck are you doing, man?
Doing pretty awesome, man. I'm looking forward to figuring out what happens next to our characters, because last one was a doozy, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping to scar you guys in some meaningful way. Awesome. How's life been going? Things been going all right? What's the latest art stuff you're doing?
I took a brief social media hiatus. I've been doing a lot of art at like local businesses. I've been doing chalk walls and that sort of thing. Just to stay limber, you know.
Yes.
I like that sort of stuff.
That is awesome. We're glad to have you, man. And then, of course,
thank you.
There is CJ joining from a normal place. What's up? Why no weird place, man? Why aren't you hanging upside down like a bat, or coming in from like the top of a train that's like going under a tunnel? Or how are you, man?
I'm good. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, first time with headphones too.
Yeah.
They look good.
I'm becoming normal.
If you push it so that the top thing is behind your head, you might look like a kind of a different looking Princess Leia. So you're playing Constantine Bianchi, our favorite exorcist, who also has a vodka habit, as I understood it. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so a couple announcements. So we do have some merch on order. The official Myth Brigade t-shirts will be arriving soon, so those of you who are particularly rowdy in the stream and the chat are likely to be picked to receive one. There's also a sticker. The sticker's not as exciting as a t-shirt. Of course, all of our players will receive one as well. So for those who do not know, we are playing Kult Divinity Lost, which is a fueled by the apocalypse sort of system. It is a really dark and twisted concept, really, and it's sort of like The Matrix meets The Exorcist, wherein the reality that we know is not real, and on the other side of it is something like Silent Hill, or maybe hell itself. So, before we get started, who wants to tell me from their character's perspective first, what happened last time at a high level? Like, what did you go through?
I remember hanging out in the overpass, and Randall was there, just sort of doing whatever that batshit crazy guy does. And that van pulled up, and these two guys get out of the van, and they're doing something. I couldn't quite tell, but I knew all my police training that there was definitely no good happening. And I remember approaching the van, and then they pulled whatever that was, that big burlap sack, pulled it right out of the van and dropped it right there on the ground and took off. And I wasn't prepared for what was inside, I mean,
what was inside, Frank? What was it?
It was A-Bomb, man. They had him, my good friend A-Bomb, and he was not looking good. He was really not looking good.
Even for A-Bomb, right? Because he didn't look good to begin with,
No, he really didn't, but he looked like he'd been through some hell. And so Randall here helped me get him up on his feet, and Preacher Man very begrudgingly opened his home to us, and so we were able to get him upstairs and lay him down and see what was going on. And I tell you, the rest of what happened there is a little bit of a blur.
I wonder if Randall remembers what happened after that. I wonder.
Absolutely.
Do you?
Are
you sure?
I forget that.
Well, what happened, Randall, from your perspective, man?
Shit. All right, so A-Bomb got dropped off in a sack, right? Not really used to my friends being delivered back to me in knapsacks and shit, but whatever. It's a fucking street. We'll figure it out. He mumbled some shit. He said something along the lines of, "They're using us, the same ones that got Ozzy." Fuck cryptic shit that means. The big dude had this symbol on his neck. It was all burned in. We went to the priest piece of shit house, which not even a step up from being homeless, but I gotta admire his hustle for some reason. 10% of income gets you that. That's nice. He started talking some Bible shit. A-Bomb stopped being A-Bomb. I went to the bathroom because it was.
What do you mean? So Randall, hang on. What do you mean, man? A-Bomb wasn't A-Bomb. What's that all about?
A-Bomb started talking different shit. He started saying the larva becomes a fly, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know who gave him all these words, but that wasn't him anymore. He stopped. He stopped being A-Bomb. That was not A-Bomb anymore.
And Constantine, real quick. I'm gonna come back to you real quick, Randall. But Constantine, man, how did you feel about that larva becomes a fly shit? Like, what? How'd that strike you?
Well, clearly that was the demon inside possessing him.
And you did a good thing, right? You took him out.
Oh, yeah. I exorcised that demon.
Something happened to you in the bathroom while that was going on, Randall?
No, everything's fine.
Is that right?
Do we really got to go into it, man?
No, we don't. Listen, we don't have to go any
Something's
further.
wrong with the priest mirror.
We don't have to. We don't have to go any further.
Smudge.
I mean, we can go into it. We really can. It's just, I'm gonna go ahead and just say that I was high, and I broke a fucking mirror. Okay, we're just gonna say that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a good summary, right?
And then A-Bomb was dead, and you had to call in a favor, didn't you, Randall? Had to call in a big favor.
Yeah, I really did. That was that's gonna cost me. You're all fucking welcome. Every last one of you are welcome. Because now, well, actually, the priest house is fucking gone, but it's fine. So.
Well, I mean, the
Appreciate
apartment's
your
still
sacrifice,
there
Randall.
with the blood stains and all that.
Oh, it'll be cleaner than it's ever been, priest. Get a maid or some shit. Get a house. No fucking cleaner.
And so you made your way out, right? You escaped narrowly, walking right past the cleaners as they were coming in. And where did you go after that? Do you remember?
We were headed out to that warehouse.
Yeah, it's abandoned warehouse.
Back in 81.
Yeah, that case last year, because you found that idol there, right? And it's the same, the shape of the idol that was carved into A-Bomb's chest, linking it back somehow to your situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about that idol. I just love looking at it.
It's following you.
I mean, maybe we're just meant to be together. I don't know. I don't know how A-Bomb got it. I never told him about it.
It's like that idol's
I made sure to draw a copy of it here in my notepad, so
and on the dumpster and on the porta potty that was tipped over and on the side of that van. So
Pearson Chemicals. We're not going to Pearson Chemicals?
I don't know where you're going. But the camera, as we begin, pans past a dim streetlight. A heavy truck that spits sand and gravel in its wake as it powers through a tall chain-link gate, turns sharply onto a ragged paved road. Of its exhaust. The city looms some distance away, a weary sun struggling like hell to cast its first light against a almost unnatural fog. The facility's rusted metal sign proclaims it to be the property of Illinois. And an unmistakable mound of refuse clearly indicates the place's purpose. We slowly pan into the gate, past the vehicle bays and the hazardous storage, and countless vermin stirring as we ascend into the stinking filth. Steam rises in places as the landfill belches its stink into the pre-dawn air. There, sealed in a nondescript blue barrel, are the fizzing remains, dearest A-Bomb. Soon, the acid inside will have liquefied the junkie's flesh and bone into an unrecognizable slurry of gelatinous matter. Here, he would have been forgotten, another missing vagrant turned ghost of Chicago's mean streets. But here, in the cold, deep gray of the morning, something else stirs. A deep chuff of bestial nostrils casts steam into the air as something awful inspects A-Bomb's new resting place. It senses something familiar, familial. Cat-like eyes narrow in disgust as the hunter turns its gaze to the silhouette of a city that yet sleeps. The creak of the warehouse door is the thing that you hear. Let's call that a sidebar. Just some perspective on what's happening, you know? So you first, of course, Randall, you pull that door open. What's this warehouse like? You've been here a few times. Tell us about it. What's it like?
It's musty. It's not really kept up. There's a very astringent smell to it. Familiar, but honestly, I can't really tell you why.
So there's a fair amount of refuse in here from years of disuse. And the walls, actually, the metal panels that make up the walls are kind of buckling in places. Lack of maintenance. You slide the door open and step in. And it's just cavernous room, right? There's some old rusted bits of equipment that you can't even tell what it is anymore because it's just been so long and so ill-maintained. Trailer, maybe. Some kind of lift. You make your way in, and behind you is the gray, steel gray sky. A-Bomb's dead, His corpse is on its way somewhere. You've got to hide out for a while. Pearson Chemicals. What's going on, and what are you guys going to do about it? Find yourselves in the relative safety of this place for now. What's going on with you, Constantine? Obviously, it's not every day you see a dude get offed, even though he was a demon. Like, what's going on with you? Are you calm?
I'm still riding my high.
Got your vodka in hand?
Yeah, I got my vodka. I'm excited. I keep bumbling about what a good day it is for an exorcism.
Okay. So
and I feel like the man right now because, I did my job.
Fair enough. So the Almighty has touched you as only he can. I don't mean it like that. What about you, Frank? So, I mean, this is obviously pretty disturbing. You're here in this sort of cavernous warehouse. There's stairs leading up into what might once have been one of those sort of corner box office type things. What do you do?
I'm still reeling on what I saw and the death of my friend, but I think more so is the subtle connections that I still don't quite know. All the pieces of this puzzle, the markings on his neck. I've seen that before. The carving into his chest, the idol. How does he even know about that? What are the chances that I'm going to find that again? God, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. I keep hearing his words in my head over and over again. And I feel like now I've got just another thing on my list of wrongs to right.
So you're pacing about and thinking about this and that idol that you brought home from that crime scene, and you couldn't bear to part with it for whatever reason. Why? Was that why that man came for your family?
I don't know if it was for the idol specifically. I never went back to check if it was still there, but I can tell you from the moment I connected with that piece, nothing felt right. And nothing has been right since. It's almost like it was cursed or something.
Cursed indeed. Randall, what about you, man? You're here and you need a fix, so you're experiencing a little bit of that withdrawal already.
Yeah, I'm biting back a little animosity here. I'm really displeased that the priest is as fucking pleased with himself, and that my brother Frank, fictitious brother and all that shit, seems to think that it's cool to be silent and reflective whenever we just put A-bomb down.
How is that coming across? Are you pacing around? Are you?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I'm agitated. I don't have anything on me. In my hurry to leave, I left some shit in there, and I shouldn't have. I left the bathroom a little too quick because fucking The Exorcist was going on in the fucking kitchen. I'm upset, man. I really don't know what to say.
Why don't you roll to keep it together, and we can decide what you need to say as a team. Let's see what you roll there. Beep. There's that sound. I need to put that in the die roller in the overlay here. You scroll down. How do you do there? 14. Let's see what that's about.
Am I allowed to have a 14?
You are. So the effort to resist instills a condition which remains with you until you have had time to recuperate. Surprise. You get -1 in situations where this condition would be a hindrance to you. So you get to choose one. You become angry and you lose 1 stability. You become sad, lose 1 stability. Scared, guilt-ridden, or guilt-ridden, and you also lose 1 stability. Or you could become obsessed. +1 relation to whatever caused the condition. So that would actually increase your relation to the priest.
I'm gonna go with fucking angry.
Okay.
Fucking priest.
So you lose one stability.
Claimed it was some crazy shit, and I'm just not gonna let this go, man. I'm sorry.
So you're just saying that. So you guys talk it out, man. What do you say in response to that? You're drinking your vodka, and, you know, singing "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for an exorcism."
Priest, you're fucking happy, and my buddy A-Bomb is dead. Can you explain to me how you're fucking prancing around here, stoked about everything?
He's not truly dead. He's relieved of his pain and anguish upon this earth.
I can help
Clearly,
you
you
with
do
that
not
too.
see, but he's with the divine now. He's with his God. He's free of pain. We have defeated a demon. Do you not see that, my friend?
No, I fucking don't, man. I was in the fucking bathroom. I came out and neck was all twisted and shit, and you guys, Frank was holding a Bible, like you converted his big dumb ass, and then you're over here angry about everything, stoked that I had to call in a favor to clean your fucking house for you because you don't do shit. And
So Randall,
gone.
are your hands twitching from your withdrawals? Are you sweating a little bit here? Are you visibly shaken to that point?
Absolutely. It's supposed to be cold, and I'm not cold. This is garbage. This is a terrible fucking night. The priest is over there keeping his fucking liquor to himself and just being an asshole right now. This is terrible.
I actually reach out and offer my vodka, my bottle. Drink with me, friend.
No.
Celebrate the life that your friend lived.
Give me a little bit. Fuck you, though.
Nice. Well played. So you take a generous sip from the Svedka vodka. It's delicious. It's about $6 a handle. If that. But still, I mean, it may be turpentine for all you know, but it cuts the edge just a little bit. Just a little bit. What about you, Frank? So you kind of observe this situation. You're at a loss for what to do. You know this Pearson chemical situation is something that... Now, what does your police training tell you?
You know, I'm doing my best not to pay too much attention to what's going on over here. You know, I think I'm a little bit more keyed into what Randall is saying, but I've pretty much all but checked out Holy Man over there completely and just sort of drowning him out. I've got too much to be thinking about, you know, what my next steps are. I'm hungry and I'm cold and I'm tired and I could use a fucking cigarette, and I wish that I could just think clearly. What would I do? What would I do if I were in the academy? Who would I call? God, I'm just not sure what the next steps are.
Do you have a friend from the academy that you can trust? Somebody that might be willing to at least throw you a solid? Anyone?
It's been so long, and I haven't been in contact with anybody since I ran. And so I don't know who's still looking for me. I don't know who believes that I could have done. I don't know who I could go to.
So these guys, this Randall Michelson and Constantine Bianchi, are the only two family that you have, the only support system?
I would say Randall's probably the closest thing to a friend that I have.
Don't forget the JC, thinks Constantine. He's out there. So as you're in this kind of cavernous warehouse, right, toward the back beneath the office where the shadows will conceal you from anyone who might be coming in, you hear this sort of familiar sound. It's that groan, that same tired groan of that van's engine passing what should be a fairly vacant city street. You know it's that van. You would never, ever, ever miss the sound of that engine. just kind of creeps by. The moisture and the sort of runoff, right, in the sewers or in the sort of edges of the street there, the gutter splashing as it moves through. You're stuck here. You just wait for them to find you. You wait for them to come and hunt you down.
Who? Me?
Yeah, sorry. I was that a question?
I don't know. Was it?
No. I need to talk to Frank. The priest, he gave me a shot of whatever swill that shit was. But Frank, what the fuck are we gonna do, man? You're supposed to be my voice of reason over here. You're babbling about idols and shit. The thing
Randall,
that you were doodling.
Listen, do you hear it? That's the van. That's the van from this morning. That's the van from A-Bomb. Come over here. Come over here. Let's see if we can find a way. Look through one of these windows and see what it's doing, where it's going. So we try to observe the van and see which street is it on, which direction is it going, how fast is it going, can I see who's in it?
Yep. Give me that.
Mode, right?
Observe the situation, man. See what you see.
All right.
Can I get some more vodka?
Not great.
Well, what you get to ask a question, but you get no bonus for it, and you're going to miss some detail, right? So that's under next. You're there. You're able to observe, and you may, in fact, attract unwanted attention or expose yourself to danger. So, in other words, I get to make a move. So you approach the edge of the door there, right, and you kind of slide it open just slightly. Oh, I love that. Randall should find the corpse of Angela and possess her as one of his personalities. Thank you, chat. Keep that up. You'll get a t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's good.
Yeah, no, fantastic. No, but so, Frank, you the two of you step up. Constantine, do you follow up in the rears as well, or no? Do you stay back and just walk around and pray?
No, I follow. I have the vodka.
Outstanding. So you kind of bringing up the rears and the shadows kind of playing around slightly. You pull this door open. What's the main observation you're after there, Frank?
So we hear it outside. It's unmistakable. Does it look like it's headed somewhere local? Is it pulling into a driveway nearby or slowing to make a turn somewhere close?
So as you look out, so you see the tail lights, and it's still, again, just kind of, that steel gray of morning. You see the tail lights turning the corner, kind of creeping past the overpass, because I mean you sort of can see that area right from where you are. It's not that damn far away, but the headlights are literally this far apart by this time. It looks like it's just casing the area. What do you do? So you get a really kind of rotten feeling though as you lean out and looking around. It's that far away.
I stick a hand out towards to Randall, not on him, but just sort of in front.
Yep.
And sort of just inch him back just a minute. Like, it looks like they're looking for somebody.
More A-bombs? What do you mean?
I don't know, man. I got a bad feeling.
You should have a bad feeling, motherfucker, you hear, as rounding the corner, dressed in a jean jacket. Remember those on the stream? This is the 80s. I'm not making up the worst villains ever. And bandana around his neck and around his wrist is this fucking beast of a gangster looking guy. He's got an eye patch that he seems to have fashioned himself. We don't give free rent around here, man. Who the fuck are you? He says. He looks at Randall. Do me a favor, and let's see if your advantage holds true here. I believe you have some sort of contacts advantage. Tell me about that. Right? Street contacts or something?
I do, but we already used street contacts when I made my phone call.
That was last session. You can use it again. It's okay. You have contacts among social outsiders and outcasts. This counts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you will you'll give us a check. Yep, yeah. You give me a roll, and I'll let you know what's going on here.
There's no button on here for roll for that. Under advantage.
Well, you can just go ahead and roll plus charisma.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Hit the charisma button. It's like a charisma button in there. I don't have a character sheet, so let me look.
It says
Is an influence others.
Oh, so there's that, but then there's no. Well, so you roll the 2d10 and you add your charisma to it, right? So you've got your charisma. This is Randall. Yours is 1, so you basically roll 2d10 and add 1 to it. It's a total. And wait, there it is. So 13. Wow. Okay.
Wait, that's bad.
No, it's not too bad, actually. So you get to ask one question about this character. He may be familiar to you. So what might you want to know about this guy? There's something that might give you an advantage over the situation if you knew it.
I want to know whose side he's on, man. Is he with the van motherfuckers or ours? Is he with the streets or the van?
Well, interestingly, he's actually with a gang, a Chicago gang here, and they basically call themselves the Blades. Super cliche 80s gang name. And you know that he's sort of a bit of a street, sort of a foot soldier, if you will, in this gang. And you actually have a buddy that you used to play pool with who's a little more than that.
Yeah.
Don't know that he owes you any favors, and you'd rather not see him, but you know who this guy is. His name is actually Willie T, short for Terrence Williams, and the reversing is because he's got a severe case of dyslexia.
Oh, you're one of Willie T's boys.
Or dysglexia, as he says. What you mean, man? Who the fuck are you? Bows up, pushes
you.
you.
Know who I am, man. My name's Randall. I play pool with Willie T. Call Willie T down.
What the fuck you mean call Willie T down? You in our turf, man. You gonna pay or no? You gonna stay the night here and try to stay off the streets, stay out the cold? It's gonna cost you $25 per person. He looks at each of you.
You got $75.
I can offer you eternal salvation for your soul.
I can offer
you eternal. Okay.
I can offer you a blade up your asshole, priest. I told you $25 a person. You get the fuck off our turf. Yo, fellas, he says.
Oh, fuck.
A couple of other typical sort of street thugs, right? Again, 80s street thugs with the jean jackets and the sort of acid wash jeans, Reeboks coming up looking hard. There's 4 of them in total. Look what we got going on. The guy walks up to you, Constantine, and he picks at your collar. Oh, what you giving, a sermon? He kisses up next to your face.
Ooh.
I love a good sermon. You feel it.
From some vodka.
Oh, you just got really loud, CJ. You feel something kind of sharp, and he reaches up and takes your vodka. Man, what is this piss? And he throws it out. Breaks the bottle.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't nice.
I think my brother said you owe us $25 per person. The other guy repeats, per person.
Well, I don't have any money. Frank, do you have any money?
This whole time, I'm just watching. Right,
Okay.
these guys, I've seen so many of them. They don't intimidate me. The blade the asshole thing was a really nice touch, though. So I kind of wanted to see how Randall's going to handle the situation, and I make sort of an elaborate gesture about it, and I go, "Ah, shit, man, must have been in my other jacket."
Oh, well,
He
we
must have
got a
been under
comedian over here. A guy comes kind of walking over to you. The guy that was messing with Constantine. He's got his, by the way, the user group on from your inventory was a great comment. He's got his bandana around his wrist because you know how the 80s do. And he's got a couple swatches as well. It's kind of envious, actually. Reminds you of your daughter. He bought her a swatch for, hey, so that's a connection to your vengeance situation, right? Is that swatch? Why don't you give me a roll and see if you can see what you think about that?
Come on, Frank.
Yeah, which one would I roll for?
It
that?
is on your. I have to look on your character sheet. So it is your oath of vengeance. Mm-mm-mm.
I have Oath of Revenge.
Well, yeah. So it's I'm sorry. Yeah, it's oath of revenge. So basically, you've got this sworn to avenge your unforgivable injustice. Decide who might the subject be. But when there's a sort of a link back to that, then this could be triggered.
So then, what would I roll?
You roll +0, so it's just a straight roll. So no modifier.
So just 2d10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey CJ, can you mute?
Or just turn your input down a little bit.
Yeah, something happened and you're like super loud now.
The dulcet tones of CJ was amazing. 9. All right. Okay, so as you're there, Frank, so he holds up his wrist, and actually this swatch watch is the same watch that you bought your daughter. Maybe not the watch, but you're not sure of that. And so the result on this oath of vengeance, right, when you're reminded of one of these things, you become obsessed and can only act to further your revenge. Doing anything else requires you to actively keep it together, which is a different role. Your obsession cannot be assuaged while the target remains in the same scene with you. So how do you handle this?
So we're all high stress.
Yeah.
We're trying to hide out. There's this van, and you guys are getting in my fucking way. I'm trying to see what the hell's going on here, and you're gonna get in my face. You're gonna get in Randall's face, and then I see it. I see that watch, and just like a fucking gut punch, he's here, and I lose it, and I strike him in the face.
You're gonna just bust him in the face. Awesome. So how about we what's that word? You engage in combat. So you roll plus violence, and I think you've got some sort of survival instinct for violence. I'm not sure what that's all about.
I have +3.
That's gonna be gross. Oh Jesus Christ! What the fuck? I don't know that that's right.
Everyone dies.
Hang on. See, that is okay. Well, so you get to inflict damage on your opponent and avoid counterattacks as the result of that. So as you come in and just tell me, what do you do to him, man? I mean, you've got just the sky's the limit as long as it's not silly and it's not like Kill Bill or something. What do you do to this guy?
Yeah, so it all happens very quickly, but he's here and he's joking around and I think he's a big fucking tough shit, and he's not. And he gets here and I'm ready to let this thing slide. and something about that watch just, it set something off. And so I, boom, cracked him right on the bridge in the nose with the top of my head.
Oh.
And throat chopped him as he steps back.
So you do, and you feel that, and it hurts you bad, so you know it fucks him up, and you can just hear the crack of bone and sort of cartilage as you, and actually get a little bit of spray of blood, and as he takes his head back like that, you hit him right in the throat, and he drops down to the ground. All of a sudden, chaos breaks out. Randall, what do? You see this. You're on edge already because you need a fix. If you were high, you might not be able to react, but how do you handle this, man? Your street senses are kicking. What do you do? There are two guys, one on either side of you, and one is over by the priest.
I want to figure out which of these guys is the leader. Probably the guy that started the shit, right?
Yeah. The guy that started the shit is the one to your right.
I have a -2 to the combat thing.
You're hesitating. So, are you gonna engage or no? Are you gonna wait it out?
I am absolutely gonna engage. Frank's got my back. I'm gonna try to, like, I don't know, push the guy away from me or something. I don't fucking know.
Okay, so you're just trying to get him out of your way, right? You're not trying to hurt him or take him down. You're just trying to get him the fuck out of your face.
I'm not good at combat. I don't need anyone grabbing me.
Go ahead and give me that engage in combat roll, though, because that would count sort of a brawling roll. Well, in fact, yeah. So you your attack doesn't go as anticipated. So I get to make a move. So you come in. This guy anticipates your sort of your hesitation, and he basically kind of steps to the side as you push in, allowing your momentum to carry you forward. And you'll remember he had a knife.
Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, exactly. Since I don't have the die roller situation set up for me, I'm going to use these. So he actually goes in a similar way. So he comes, you see this flash of a knife. He pulls his little switchbladey type thing out and lunges forward. Thankfully, you were on guard. You're able to step to the side as well. What do you do with that momentum? As he slashes out at you, I'm going to give you a move in exchange because he misses just as badly as you did.
I'm going to go for some sort of lucky, awkward push of his knife into the guy to my left.
Okay.
So I want him to try to stab his friend.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a +1 to that roll because that's really inventive, and but give that your engage in combat roll. See how that goes.
Oh, good. So +1.
I mean, you could get a 47 like Frank did.
I got a -2 on that one. I don't think it's gonna work. Let's see. Oh.
So you have a choice. I'm going to let you miss, or you get to let me decide how this works out. You pick.
I'm gonna let the story guy do it. Tell me what happened, boss.
You lean in, and expecting to push his hand into his friend, he stabs you straight through the palm of yours. You feel the bite of a knife and this sort of squeaking as it slides between the bones of your hand. You disarm him by way of having his knife in your hand. You will not be able to use your right hand, of course, until you remove the knife from it. This isn't D&D. Constantine, you basically are at a point where there are two people flanking Randall, and Frank has just done what he did, and you have an assailant coming right at you. He just kind of puffs up, sensing the violence around him, and starts moving towards you. Come on, motherfucker, priest, what you got? What do you do? At your feet are the broken vodka bottle and whatever.
I gesture towards his friend on the ground holding his throat. I'm like, your friend is in need of help. Let's help him.
Give me an influence other. Give me an influence other roll. Let's see how it works out for you. So you're just kind of trying to get his attention and to redirect him.
Ooh, that's not good.
I don't got no friends. And he comes in and he is going to engage you in combat.
fucking shit roll.
Yeah.
You guys need to learn how to fight.
So
Oh yeah, well I got a fucking knife now. Keep talking shit.
So, you, as he's coming in, basically, you see him. Oh, I don't got no friends. So you can actually attempt to avoid harm. So you can make a roll. You can either dodge, parry, or block, or whatever. So that's a roll plus reflexes. You should have that actually in your character sheet if you want to make that roll. Let's determine if he's able. So you were too slow to react. You're just too busy smiling and trying to convince him that, and who would hit a priest? But this guy does. And he just bashes you right across the face, just kind of square in the eye. You feel that sudden numbing as this, you feel the impact in your skull, and there's this squealing in your ears. You take a couple steps back. How do you react to that, Constantine? He's still coming.
I would honestly be surprised because I haven't been hit before.
And so you were surprised. We'll come back to Frank. So Frank, you see what's going on. You're police training, right? In the situation with fighting and sort of shooting ranges. You notice your assailant's on the ground. He's not going to recover easily. Randall is outnumbered, and the priest just got belted like crazy. How do you handle this?
So, the man who stabbed Randall in the hand.
Yes.
He's sort of like half turned away from me, right? I'm standing.
He is about, yes, because Randall's very close. So yeah, you could take one step and reach him if you had to. 2 steps and get your arm around his neck if you needed to.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to engage him.
Okay. You are going to be catching him completely off guard. He will make no attempt to avoid harm because he doesn't even really know you're coming at him. He's too busy going after Randall.
Perfect. Okay, so that's straight engage in combat.
Yep. Jesus. He's a tank. It's Frank the Tank.
Rolls?
Yeah, it's Frank the Tank. So, yeah, you will inflict damage and avoid any sort of counterattack. So you step in. Tell me how you approach this. What are you trying to achieve here?
So I'm trying to knock him down and away.
Okay.
So as I come up, open palms, and I smack his ears as hard as I can to try to like rupture an eardrum, disorient him, and then as his hands come up to hold his head on what just happened, link my hands together and just club hand him right on the side of the head or the neck to try to knock him to the ground.
Like the Shatner,
not like karate
the
chop
Shatner
style,
smash.
Like,
yeah. So you hit him on the sides of the ears and just kind of crack, and just almost as if you'd planned it that way. He absolutely steps back and pulls his hands up to the side. You hit him kind of a little bit off kilter, but absolutely knock him off his feet. He's still going to be able to kind of engage if that's his idea. And then, Randall, what are you doing? So you're here. You see Frank step in, bash the guy in the sides of the head, knock him off to the side, and that leaves the one guy that's staring at you, whose knife you have protruding from your hand. What do you do? Obviously, you're in pain, but the adrenaline will allow you to act now.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Joke's on him. I'm a fucking junkie, man. I'm used to this shit. I don't mind pain. This is all right. I can roll whatever the fuck you want for it, but I know me. I do a bunch of dumb shit to my body for a high. This is fine.
Yeah.
I'm holding my hand, but now I have a fucking knife. I'm going to try to be macho, take the knife out of my hand, and poke the dude in the neck.
Outstanding. I'm going to ask you to make a keep it together roll, please. Actually, nice. Okay. Well done. So you grit your teeth and you grab this handle and just, thankfully it's a smooth blade. It's not like a Rambo knife, right? Like the survival knives of the 80s with the compartment with the magical tent and the toothpick and whatever.
This is one of those flippy knives.
Yeah, you just, yes, it is a butterfly knife. You are absolutely right. Now that it's in your hand, you pull it out. Do you flourish a little? 80s style? You have the knife in your hand. What do you do?
I'm going to lunge forward, and I'm going to try to tack the other guy in. Actually, I want him in the knee.
You're gonna try to slash him in the knee?
There's one more guy standing, right? The one that...
Yep.
That's the guy that just...
Well, there's the guy with the priest, and then there's the guy right there. He's basically engaged with you, right? So he's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stab him in the knee.
Give me a roll.
I mean, do I get a modifier if I do it?
Just right now, no. You're acting under pressure. He's going to try to avoid it now that he sees what you've done. His eyes are about this wide as you. Nice. All right. So that will actually inflict some damage. So let's see. He's going to get a 4 attempting to avoid harm, which is terrible for him. So you actually inflict damage here. But your result comes with a cost. So I get to choose from one of these. So you might be subjected to a counterattack, do less damage than intended, lose something important, expend all your ammo. A couple other things.
Not my knife.
Dick. So... Yeah, so you try to stab him in the knee, and you do exactly that. You just and you feel it. You know, he's got a little hole where his knee is, and there's like a leopard print thing underneath there because it's the 80s. Straight through the leopard print, underneath his kneecap, pops through the skin. He screams in pain and buckles as one would. But I have made a note of what you've just done, Mr. Randall. Tell me, what does he do? If you were a gangster, what would you do with a butterfly knife sticking out of your knee hole?
I would like to think that he would collapse and start screaming to his friend.
And that he does. He collapses and he pulls his knee up to him. Motherfucker! He's screaming. He's staring in disbelief at this knee. Constantine, at this moment, it's like you snap back into reality and you're getting pummeled. This guy is coming at you. What are you going to do? You're on mute. There you go.
I'd probably do the only thing I could think of, which is to pull out my holy water, which is not vodka, and throw it in his face and say the power of Christ compels
me. I'm going to give you an influence other attempt, and let's see if he has a conscience. As you just don't even engage. You're just all right. You stumble backward, right, and you read your hand shaking. You've just been punched in the face, and you can see almost behind his eyes like he just hit a priest. And you splash this water on him, and he looks down, and it's like he's thinking about it. He's going to hold his action. And Frank, I'm going to give you an opportunity to act here. So you see this. You kind of look up. You drop the one guy. You see Randall stab this dude through the knee. He's rolling around, and almost in all this haze, you see this slow motion action. This guy's reaching behind his back. You don't know what he's reaching for, but it's probably not good.
Yeah, I do exactly what any officer in my position would do, and I spear him. So I lower my shoulder, and I'm charging as hard as I can to try to knock him to the ground and bring him down with me.
Give me that roll. So Constantine, you're watching, and you see this boy, and you're looking him right in the eyes, and his eyes are almost smiling. It's like he really gets it. You will achieve what you attempted to achieve there, Frank. So he reaches back, and it's almost like you can't even react, but you know what he's doing. He's smiling at you. He hates you, Constantine. He's got a gun. And as he raises a gun about up to here, it's a revolver, sort of snub nose. Boom, like a Chicago bear. Frank comes up behind and just crashes into the back of him, sending him forward toward you. Pow! There's a fire as this 38 discharges, and he lurches forward to his knee. What do you do, Constantine?
Do I see the weapon?
You do. And you hear it. It's like deafening. Pee! Your ears are ringing again as it's fired inside of this warehouse.
Is he holding on to the weapon still?
He is. He struggled forward and he kind of dropped to a knee to kind of steady himself. But yeah, he does still have the pistol. He's not entirely in control of it, but he does still have it.
I will try to kick it from his hand.
Okay. Give me an engage in combat roll.
This is going to be horrible.
You are going to actually, I'm going to give you a +2 here because he's prone and Frank is still bowling over him. And, That can't be right. I think you must have done that wrong.
How did you?
Is that possible?
Well, we just shot the priest.
The math shows something much different.
It's supposed to be a 13.
Okay.
Yeah, the math shows a 13. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, plus minus 2 plus. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So we'll go with 13. So there's a moment where your confidence is, you can't do this, but why is it that you're so good at kicking, Constantine? Did you play sports as a kid?
No, it's part of Bible thumping. You gotta, stomp out the demons.
Like maybe soccer, right? He's Constantine Bianchi, like your dad's a fan of football. You draw back and kick him right in the wrist. And there's a satisfying snap, and the gun skitters across the floor, and his wrist is just weird and crooked. And he rolls over. What do you do? Surveying the surroundings.
I'll go pick up the gun.
You go.
I'll chase after the gun.
You go chase the gun. Frank, you see him. You see the priest going for the gun. What do you do?
I don't want the priest to have the gun.
So do you chase after him? Do you just watch us like, oh God, that's not going to be good? How do you react?
Well, by my count, there's still one more, right?
Yes. Well, there was the one that could get back up. Let's see what he thinks. He's going to make a keep it together roll because he just watched his friends get the shit kicked out of him. And man, does he ever have incredible resolve? He's going to roll actually an 18. So he's getting up and he's straightening his shirt like nothing happened. He doesn't care about these people. They're foot soldiers. What do you do?
Yeah. So my first, as I'm bringing this guy down, I see the weapon get kicked. Okay, it's going over here to my right. The priest goes for it. Not ideal, but I need to make sure the rest of everybody is secure. So I look over my shoulder to see, what do I see? Who do I see?
So you've got, first of all, Randall's still standing. You've got the assailant in front of him with the knife behind his knee. The guy whose face you ruined is still rolling around, bleeding all over himself. He's probably combat worthy within a minute or two, but not at the moment. The only threat that you really see at the moment is the guy that's standing up, kind of straightening up his puffy vest, his puffy gang vest.
All right, so I'm going to use whatever energy I have to get right up in his face.
Okay.
And I'm not going to hit him, but I ask him very seriously meta, I'm going to use my intimidating advantage here.
Yep, you are.
Say, are we still going to have a problem here?
Ooh, nice. Say it in that deep, scary voice. You got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it.
Are we still going to have a problem here?
Stream, that is amazing.
And I'm aroused.
What? That's gross. What does your intimidate situation do for you? Do you know?
So intimidating. It says you can scare others to submit. It's page 117.
117. Is there a roll for that or no?
I don't have a roll noted. It's just marked under as an
okay,
advantage.
there is. So there's something about you that instinctively makes others fear you, like you just fucking killed a whole gang. Whether you're trying to frighten another person, so you're going to roll plus violence. So that's one of your strengths as well.
Awesome. So violence. That's the same roll as before, right? Same thing, the engaging combat, same sort of thing?
Yes. Another 97. Oh, is it 13? Okay. So for that, you basically, he turns, so you lean in. And you say, are we still going to have a problem here? And you literally, he starts to kind of shift a little and looks around and just turns and bolts.
Sorry, you cut out.
No, I said, do you go after him or do you let him run?
Oh, no, I let him go.
He does very much go, just kind of turns and you notice he hangs a left out the door. Whence he came. What do you do about the others? Constantine, you have a gun. It's been a long time since you held a gun. It's got bullets left in it as well. It's only missing one.
So for
I'm gonna
me,
say,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say, hey, Frank, and toss it to Frank.
Oh shit. Okay. So you
I don't like guns.
you toss the gun. It's
Just be a loaded gun.
Thankfully, it's a
Okay.
revolver.
I don't know.
Thankfully, it's a revolver. So you fling it, and it makes that sort of clattering sound across the concrete floor. Lands dangerously close to one of the recovering thugs. Each one of them, kind of realizing that there's a gun at play now, is starting to withdraw, kind of getting up and moving, covering their face, wiping blood or whatever, and going out the door. Man, you ain't heard the last of us. You're gonna be fucked up, man. You just wait till Willie T hears about this. They leave. You're alone. You have a gun.
I have a gun.
Yes, you have a gun. In fact, you do. What do you guys do? Clearly a safe place to hang out. This abandoned warehouse. As the sun is now starting to come up on the walls of the warehouse, you're able to make out more graffiti. It wasn't immediately obvious, right, when it was darker. You didn't bring a light source in. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of gang graffiti in here, and the blades and the big crazy 80s, kind of graffiti letters is prominent here and there, as well as a sort of stylized devil head, ironically. What do you guys do?
Sorry, I was updating my character sheet. The first thing I do...
You're right. I've got a gun.
I did. Gun. The first thing I do is check on Randall, and I haphazardly throw a big bare paw of a hand on his shoulder and say, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, why not, man? I got a hole in my fucking hand. I'm doing great.
So there's
Fantastic.
there's a knife there on the ground and a pool of blood, and that particular gangster is sort of hopping his way out the door, trying to get the hell out of here as quickly as possible, having withdrawn his knife. Soaked in his blood.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Frank. What do you got?
I bend over. Once you tell me that you're okay, I bend over and I pick up the knife and I wipe the shitty gang member blood on my dark and worn sleeve, and I flip the blade over, handle first, and I hand it to you. I said, "You dropped your knife."
I awkwardly try to grab it with the hand that has a hole in it, and hands midway through, and be like, yeah, thanks, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, it hurts.
It, sort of condescendingly at the priest, be like, look, familiar? Nice, right?
The other thing now
You healed.
that the adrenaline has kicked in, Randall, the blood is really starting to flow. Now that the adrenaline's winding down, you've taken the knife out, is what I meant to say. The blood is really starting to flow. You can kind of keep some pressure on it. But I'm going to ask you, because this is pushing you to a certain limit, I'm going to ask you to see through the illusion.
I'm sorry, guys.
Christ, okay.
Good night, sweet prince.
So you're there as you would, right? You've got your hand in front of you and your thumb there over the hole. It's not a big blade. It's narrow, actually. And you're applying pressure. And there before your eyes, you're pushing, and your thumb just slides in to the hole. In and deeper. And you find yourself peeling back the skin because you see little plastic. Is it plastic? What's in the hole, Randall? What is it that you see in there? You're digging at it, and you're picking the skin back. What do you see there? Yes, you're right. But you'll know from the narrative, won't you?
Well,
yes, exactly.
Now, I don't know.
so you, Constantine, and Frank see Randall literally slide his thumb into the hole of his hand and start to peel at the skin. And he's whispering. Becomes the larva.
Throwing holy water on him.
Yeah, I watched this for about 10 seconds. No more than that. I mean, 2.5 heartbeats to see if what he's doing is what he's actually doing. I grab his wrists. I hold his hands up. I was like, "Whoa, man! What are you doing? What are you doing, man?" And so I let go of his digging hand and try to fish through my pockets, look for something to wrap his other hand up in.
You hold his wrist up, and Randall, this literally, obviously there is a hole there, and it's bleeding very, very profusely at this point. But whatever was in there is gone. It doesn't appear to be right at the surface as before. You're able to find enough scrap of your wardrobe, which is declining, to stanch the flow of blood for now. But he's going to need to see a doctor. This is a bad cut. And his hygiene is not such that it's going to go without infection.
I'm all right, Frank. I'm all right, man. Thanks. Thank you. Do you have any more of that vodka, priest? Or did the fucking idiot throw it away?
It's gone.
You notice the priest has taken a defensive stance there behind you as you were experiencing whatever it was. It's clear that maybe he saw it too, you're not sure. Whatever it is, Randall isn't going to stop unless you stop it. You know that for sure.
Yeah, I need... Fuck, do we have anything on me?
You have a knife. You could probably make it stop that way. Forever. Or maybe that might just bring you closer.
I can't do it. I need to...
Daylight.
I need to get high.
Daylight is starting to shine in at this point through the front of the warehouse. It's this sick gray day, cloudy, something just not right for a September day in Chicago. It should be a little brighter. Maybe it's gonna rain. You don't know. Frank, what's your next step? You go from here.
I tear a piece of my old ratted and albeit incredibly fucking dirty scarf, just a little strip, just to give to Randall, and I sort of get him started and sort of loop it once and tie it and say, "Hey man, take yourself up." And as soon as he starts to bind his hand up a little bit and try to help and not harm himself, I immediately go back to the window and I'm looking for that van. Is it still out there? Can I still see it? Is it still circling?
No.
And those guys really fucked up my view, man. I had them. They were right there. Fuck.
Yeah. You look this time through the window instead of the door. It's hazy, right? So you kind of got to take the heel of your hand and wipe it loose. Blurry. You can see the overpass in the distance. There's no real vehicles. Although, to be honest, the morning, traffic is starting to pick up. An entirely different world that you live in by day. Usually you find a way to sort of be out of sight. They're under your overpass, right? But no, the van's gone. Maybe it got what it was looking for. Constantine, what are you doing?
I'm just watching him because I heard the larva comment, and I'm semi-convinced he might be possessed.
Okay. So you're watching, and I'll let you do an observe a situation roll as you study him. So you get to ask one question about the situation. You know, some examples might be like an indication. Do I get an indication that he's possessed or whatever? Like, you know, you kind of let me know.
That's pretty much what I was going to ask. Do I see that he's possessed? Or any signs?
You feel like he's under attack. He, in your tutelage, under the exorcist that you studied with, you know the one, there were signs that the devil was invading. Addiction, hearing voices, harming oneself. He's not spoken in another language. He's not used another voice. That was his voice that was kind of whispering it. Deeply troubled, and you feel like you might be losing him. Going to lose him if you don't stop the root of this problem. Root of the problem, in your estimate, wherever A-bomb came from. The priest is studying you, Randall. Wrapping your hand, and you kind of notice him staring at you. His stare is pretty heavy, very analytical, almost like the doctors when they talk to you about things you did after. You do. Blow him a kiss.
Fuck, why not, man? You got a problem, priest?
I just care for your soul, my son.
Fucking useful shit, dude. Thanks for all your care, compassion, and everything. How's your jaw?
It's pretty swollen. He could use a steak or a bag of peas.
Or a matching side if he doesn't mind his own fucking business. Go back to what you're doing, man.
So the sun starts to come up, or really kind of comes up. The area becomes a bit busier. It's safe enough to stay here if that's what you choose to do. But you're also running out of time. It would feels like there's sort of an hourglass somewhere that's running out. You are tired, for sure. You've been up all night long. You've witnessed, while you've committed, technically, a murder, you've witnessed the sort of disposal of a body. Just got in a gang fight, but you cannot sleep. Some of you for your own reasons, because when you do, the dreams come. Frank, you're so close. Watch reminds you of this. The symbols, they all can't be coincidence. Pearson Chemicals. Maybe the Quinn residence. Cars passing in the distance. People with lives living. Randall, they're living beneath the illusion. This thing that gets more fragile every single day for you. You guys do.
I would desperately like to convince Frank to call his buddy, man. I need info, something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't got $75 to pay off a fucking gang, but I got 25 cents for you to phone a friend or some shit, right?
I think our best bet is staying here. That van was circling here. They were looking for something, and if they didn't find it, they may be back. And if they're back, then we can follow them and find out where are they taking these guys. Where do they take A-Bomb? Where do they take Ozzy? I think we lay here. We lay low.
You want to stay in the spot where we just you beat the shit out of 3 gang members, and I poked one in the knee, and he about took my hand. You want to stay here?
What other place do we got, man? You're not in much shape to be out there in the cold.
I need a fix, dude. Is there anything fucking here? Is there anything around?
So, Randall, give me your street contacts roll. Let's see if you have anybody that might be useful to your situation.
Is it just 2d20?
It's just 2d10, yeah, and there's like a other thing goes with it as well. Are you asking me? It's on your character sheet, man. I don't know the rules of this game. I'm like Mike. I have to relearn them every time we play because we only play once every fucking
years.
Hang on. Yeah. That's why we need rules lawyers in the chat to be like, here's the rules. Bling. You find it, or do you need me to actually find it? Because I will.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay, here. Oh, street. It's called street contacts, right? Why am I crazy? Why am I not able to find this? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so you have contacts among social outsiders on page 104, which is right here. So yeah, it's a roll plus charisma. Whenever you need to know something and need to maybe consider checking in with your contacts.
All right.
So 2d10 plus charisma.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to point out I'm not drinking wine tonight. Oh,
what are you drinking?
Man, it's green tea. It's not nearly as awesome as wine, I'm finding. Okay. So, what kind of contact are you looking for? Are you looking for drugs, or are you looking for help with the next with your next move? It's up to you.
I need something to take this edge off. This isn't good. I'm bleeding, seeing shit. I'm not really happy about this right now. I need something. I know what time it is. I know what I need.
Yeah.
This is gonna get bad.
You do know a guy. Probably about 3/4 of a mile from here. He hangs out at an old rundown billiard. It's kind of early in the morning, but you could go hang out and wait for him to show up. Probably around 10 in the morning. You've done it before.
He'll be there.
His stuff is not exactly reliable, shall we say, but it's enough. It's enough to take the edge off. So you're going to need money.
Yeah.
Or services.
Hey, priest, you want to make a 10?
Sure.
That was way too easy. No, he's not going to do it. Okay. You have anything worth any money?
I got the word of my lord.
So you guys leave the warehouse? Are you having this conversation as you're walking, or are you still kind of just pacing around in this? Kind of starting to get warm in here, actually.
Yeah, I really don't want to leave, but I can see that Randall's hurting.
Yeah.
And he needs a fix.
Frank, man, I don't want to do this. I know you got an issue with it, man, but I can't. I'm not. If you want me to be any sort of helpful, I need your help figuring out how to get this shit from this dude.
Yeah,
Go
man,
down there, ask a guy. I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes. I need something, or this is gonna get real bad. I'm not gonna be able to help at all.
All right, man. Let's go get you a fix.
So you leave the puddles of blood behind, and the memory of what happened as well. Looking off to the left, you're headed to the right, thankfully, because the gang members went to the left, and every step, actually, you think is probably wise because they may come back in greater number. You walk. It's a painful one for Randall, his hands twitching. You're starting to feel sick. That kind of sick you get when you go to rehab every so often to try to get right with life. But you get there, walking along and watching society's soldiers drive past and either ignore you or you see their hand come up and push the lock down on their door as they sit at the stoplight there. Others regard you kind of strangely because you are a bit of a motley crew. You've got the priest, the disheveled homeless guy, and the super disheveled bleeding junkie. Priest with a black eye, I might add. You walk up to the billiards. It's once said Ralph's. It's now just RA's. RA space apostrophe S, right? The front door is one of those swinging glass jobs, and the front window is one that angles out from the brick up to the ceiling. There's some beer lights and things there that are not on. You wait. Pass the time however you might. Did any of the three of you go to sleep? You attempt to go to sleep, I should say.
I don't. That's just not going to work. I'm not gonna get
Yeah. I don't know about sleep, but I definitely hunch down, back up against the wall, elbows on my knees, and I'm resting and I'm thinking. And the body's resting, but the mind is, there's so much going on right now.
To the foot traffic right in front of this place. So the occasional person going to work for one reason or another. Most of the people around here being either menial laborers or something of the sort. You're able to score a cigarette from a charitable passerby. That gives you exactly the fix you needed to center your mind for a moment. Hours pass, it feels like. It's really only about 2. Before Ralph arrives, unlocking the front door, he makes eye contact with you, Randall, and just kind of rolls his eyes. You again, huh? Guess you're here to play pool.
Yeah, why not? I got a taste for it, Ralph. Let me in.
He's not here yet. You're gonna have to wait. You wanna wait inside? You look like shit.
I actually feel like shit, too.
You gotta get off that shit, Randy. It's gonna fucking kill you, man.
Thanks,
He opens
Dad.
the
Let me
door.
in, man.
Who's your friend? Looking at Frank.
That's Frank. The other one's a fucking on mute.
Yeah, he looks at you. He looks at you for quite a few seconds, Constantine. Father, you sponsoring these two today? He says.
Yes, I am.
Well, all due respect, you look like shit too. He opens the door.
I've seen better days.
Give me an influence other roll, Mr. Constantine. Wow. Okay. So, I'm going to let you choose how he regards you. So, he either immediately trusts you and wants to tell you something that he thinks is very important that you know, or he will sort of immediately comply with a single one of your requests, whatever that may be, as long as it's reasonable for him to do so.
I'll go with the trust and information.
Okay. You step in. This place stinks of, so Frank thinks it's fine, and actually all but Constantine probably think it's fine, but it's a stale smoke and that stench of cheap beer, liquor, probably some puke in there too. The floors are concrete and pitted from years of shit being dragged across them. There's 3 pool tables in here, and all 3 of them are in shitty states of repair. In fact, one of them kind of leans crookedly. And Randall, that is in fact the one your contact is going to be hanging out at. That's his table. Always is. You come in. I don't suppose I could get you a drink there, Father.
Yeah. Some vodka.
You fellas can wait over there by the door. I know you're not here for drinks and pool.
I like pool.
I just nod to him.
Yeah, you got quarters to pay for it.
Slight thank you, and I go over to the corner.
You sit by the corner, watching traffic kind of go by. Constantine, you go over to the bar, and he takes a small, kind of one of the standard mug out, and pops one of those crazy tab cans of Bud Light. It's only canned beer, and it looks like it's probably warm because the coolers, are turned off when he's not in operation. Nonetheless, it's alcohol, and you appreciate that. So, Father, if you don't mind my asking, what are you doing with those guys? Randall's not right. Not been right for a long time.
My son, every soul needs saving. That, and we saw something tonight that brought us all together. It was divine providence that God brought us together as one.
He seems kind of curious with what you're saying. Yeah, so when I say he's not right, I mean he's crazy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
He sees this girl. Like he sees somebody that's not there sometimes. On the stuff, and they say that he does it because it keeps him from seeing her. You not heard him talking to anybody? This guy's leaning in and talking to Constantine awful close. You can't hear what he's saying from over across the bar.
Yeah, I'm watching him. I got one eye on him. I see that they're having a little bit of a private moment, and so I use this opportunity to just sort of check in with Randall. How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, it's fucking fine, man. They're over there sharing stories, and I'm waiting on this asshole.
Don't worry about them, man. Focus on you. Keep a clear head.
On fucking what, Frank? Focus on what? What am I supposed to focus on? The pain in my hand, the burning in my veins. What do you want me to focus on, brother? Jesus fuck, man.
At this point, I can see that there's very little reasoning with Randall. I've seen him in this state a handful of times before, and so I've learned that the best thing to do is just kind of let him be. I pat him on the shoulder a handful of times, and then just kind of back off.
You do. You back off, and it's cold comfort, but at least you know he's trying. But your body won't let you respond to consolation. The only consolation that helps is when you hear the damn bells. 3 of them, they clunk together. One of them's missing its batter. Cling, cling, cling as the door opens. And in walks your contact. The guy is known as Eggy. Pretty edgy dude, covered in prison tats. He's been through some stuff, but he's all you got. He walks in and immediately notices the two of you. Huh. But I got a waiting room now. He looks around, looks over at the priest. Morning, Randy. You're awful early. You want to play some pool, brother?
Yeah, we can play some pool. We need to talk real quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, man, I was just gonna go to the bathroom anyway, right? So, before we get our game on, you know? Walks in. He's got a pool stick, which you know also contains a machete, or pool stick bag, which contains a machete as well. He walks back to the bathroom. Do you follow him?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I didn't know if Frank, man, I'll be back in a minute. It'll be all right.
All right, man. Call if you need me.
So you walk past Constantine. You see him walk past the bar as well. Of course, the bartender stops talking once this guy kind of walks in. Everybody, attention turns to him. So you step into the bathroom, and this guy literally walks in, takes his stuff out, starts to piss at the urinal. So it's been a while, Randy. What have you been up to, buddy? Been all right? Spattering against the porcelain.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
What do you
man.
got, brother? I said I'm fine. I'm meeting you to play pool at fucking 10 a.m. I'm as fine as I can be. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine, all right. You're fine. He's does the dance and kind of reaches back, because he's got probably a little baggie in there of something for you. And as always, he turns. He's got the little bag with a little bit of tinfoil in it. Is this what you want, Randy? Huh? Is this what you want?
Not right now, man. What do you fucking want?
Don't play with you.
Yeah, man, please.
Is that what you're going to say to me? Where the fuck's my money, Randy? Did you forget about that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm a little on edge. You know how this shit works. I'm on edge. I need some shit. And I don't know what you're going to ask. I know what happened last time. I still don't have any fucking money.
Yeah, well, you know what? This ain't no charity. This is a business. You fucked me over enough, Randy. You're lucky I'm not shooting you in the fucking face. Where is my money? You got it or no?
No, Eggy.
So what are we going to do about this then, huh?
Is there a mirror in the bathroom?
There is, in fact, a mirrored surface in the hand. Much like many bar bathrooms, the mirror is long gone. But there is, in fact, a paper towel holder. You glance over. And, in fact, there's a warbly shadow standing right in the open stall door. And it grows more and more clear the longer you look at it. He's angry with you, Randy. Getting cold in here, and you might be coming, and you trapped her there, maybe. Randy, hey, what the fuck are you looking at, man?
I'm fucking avoiding eye contact. What the fuck do you want from me, Eggy? Fuck.
Look, I know you got problems. But you screwed me over, man. You owe me money. You expect me to just keep giving you shit? Because you get yourself sick and go live under the fucking overpass? Huh? You're gonna wind up getting yourself. You're gonna wind up getting yourself fucking snatched. All right. So how about this? I'll do you one more favor. But you get the fuck off this side of town. Come back.
Whatever you want, Egg. Whatever you want, man.
Don't give me that shit, Randy. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me whatever you want. That's lip service. I want you the fuck off this side of town before you're gonna wind up dead. You don't know what's going on around here, man. You hear me? He grabs you by your shoulders and pushes you against the wall. Do you fucking hear me?
I hear you, Egg. Fuck. I hear you, man. I'm sorry. You won't see me again. I just need this shit right now, and I'm fucking out of your hair. You won't hear from Randy.
You're holding up your hand. What the fuck? What happened to your hand, huh? What did you do? You in some kind of trouble?
Typically, Egg. Typically, I can't think right now, man. Let me get the hit, and I'll sing like a fucking canary. Whatever you want to hear, I'll make up stories. Whatever you fucking want to hear, but I'll be out of your hair before noon. Help me out here, brother. Come on, please.
I am trying to help you out here, man. You don't even understand, do you? Shit going on around here, man. He hands you the little packet which smells suspiciously of his nether regions where he keeps it hidden. You do you. Do you? He straightens out your jacket. Might want to get a band-aid for that. Spits on the floor in front of you and walks out. Don't let me see a face around here again. You hear me?
Yeah. Thank you.
So it's been a while, guys, and this guy comes walking out. Leather jacket, kind of straightening it. Looks over at you. Smile. Other big smile. He's got a few teeth missing on this side. Walks out. Right past Frank. Doesn't even regard you, really. Randy's still in the bathroom. You take care of business?
Me?
Randy. Yes. Randall, do you...
Yeah,
yes.
I've dosed.
Okay.
I'm just sort of riding that initial high, and I'll come out in a minute.
So you get completely... Well, you get a dose. You don't get completely obliterated because bad things tend to happen. That's when reality seems awful fragile for you. You come out, you're feeling better. Things are together. You're okay. For now. What do you guys do? So the bartender sees you kind of walk out, and he seems, he's there kind of setting up for the day. Shakes his head. You guys aren't going to be drinking. You need to get out of here.
While I was in the bathroom, can I say that I washed my hands and I wrapped my hand in paper towels and shit?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you, as you're sort of putting away your paraphernalia, right, you try to get it cleaned up as best you can with that sort of pink institutional soap, that real thin, watery shit. Burns like hell, but you fight through it and do the best you can. Hurts like hell. It's all swollen and nasty.
I feel pretty good otherwise, man.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So yeah, but you step out. He's got the brown paper towels, a few layers of those, and then of course the cloth wrapped back around it to pack it in there. Not the best first aid job, but he'll be okay. But yeah, noticing your hand, noticing various things, the bartender calls out for you guys to leave. Excuse me. Aggie will be back soon enough if you need another hit. Staring you down. When are you going to get your shit straight, Randy?
When you fix your sign, Ralph.
Fuck you, he says as you guys walk out. Priest, you pay you don't pay your tab. It's on the house because you're a priest. He loves the church. You make your way back out into the late Chicago morning. It's pretty damn busy. You can hear cars on the highways and such kind of coming and going. Where's your journey going to take you guys next?
Shit. Being inside, man, it's always a little bit colder coming back out. Where do you guys think that van is? I think that is our best bet on finding out what the fuck's going on around here.
It had a name on it, right? Pearson something.
Pearson Chemicals, as you recall.
Isn't that where we just were?
No.
No, okay.
No. You were just at some empty warehouse around the corner.
Got it. Pearson Chemicals? All right. I say we head in that direction.
Sounds good to me.
What do you how do you go about doing that? So you don't know where Pearson Chemicals is to start with.
I mean, you do what you do in the 80s, right? You look for a phone booth with those big old fucking telephone books.
You're absolutely right. So
and you start flipping through.
First you got to find a neighborhood that's got a phone booth that still has its phone book, because lots of people like to snatch those and use them for different things. Like homeless, you use the sheets for toilet paper. So you walk a bit, you walk to a little more upscale neighborhood where there's actually some shitty rundown restaurants and horrible hotels and things. It's about another half mile up the road. There's a lot of eyes on you now. It kind of feels better though, right? Like there's people, understandable normalcy. You do in fact find a telephone book and flip your way through the white pages until you come upon an entry for Pearson Chemicals. What do? Do you tear the page out and keep it?
Obviously, yeah. I tear the page out the best as I can. Those phone books, man, you never get a clean tear out of them.
Yeah.
And I read through, make note of the address itself, and as I'm thinking about where the closest crossroads to those are, I'm folding it up. I pull out my tattered, torn notebook, and I'm kind of wedging it in there between all the other papers, and I put it back in my pocket.
Kind of wedge it in there, right? You kind of, it leafs open just enough, and you can see a fucking drawing of that damned idol. It's like it's always right there, right? So you have ironically you flip to the back, right, where the yellow pages, where the ads are, to kind of get an understanding of what Pearson Chemicals. But there's no yellow page entry for it. Kind of interesting. It's like a big deal, right? That's like a website. But your next visit will be to Pearson Chemicals. Probably not during the day. You're going to go there during the day. What's your plan?
First, I'm going to scope it out, man, as any good police officer would do. Get a lay of the land and understand what the hell we're walking into. I don't exactly have the A squad here with me, so I want to make sure that we're as prepared as we can be and ready for whatever may happen.
Constantine, I don't know,
This is internal monologue. This is not really for you.
He threw that gun like a ninja star. It was fine. Got it.
I got you a gun.
So we will pause here. We had a hard stop at 11 Eastern, so we're going to do that here just so that we don't run over. Next time we get together, we'll see what is at Pearson Chemicals. How are you guys doing? Are you loving the story? Are you hating the story? Tell us in the comments below, but I'm going to ask the players right now. Mike, how are you doing, man? You still loving Frank?
Yeah. Frank's a lot of fun. I enjoy his broodiness and his soft spot for Randall there. So I don't know, less broody and more soft spot this particular game because he got himself fucking hurt like an idiot. But otherwise, yeah, I'm still having a blast being the tank and just kicking the shit out of those guys.
What Randall? Awesome. What about you, man? You the ever damaged Randall. It's something. You are killing it as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments below about how crazy fucking Steve is? But yeah, you're a method actor. You better not be shooting up heroin over there. How are you feeling, man? You good with how things are going?
I'm enjoying it. I really like how this is developing. I love your narratives, man. They're fantastic. I was really afraid you were gonna make me blow Eggy.
No, I definitely thought that was happening. When you said he did that little dance, I was waiting for the now suck it.
Yeah. No, we'll
man.
Yeah. We'll save the for later. And because there's a priest around, you can't have that kind of stuff. Yeah, CJ, what about you, man?
I'm over age.
I'm glad you're able to join. So what are you having a good time with your exorcist guy?
Yeah, it's fun. Sadly, I feel bad I was so unprepared tonight because I didn't know about tonight until Mikey gave me the heads up a couple hours ago.
What? So, I thought. All right. Well, we'll talk about that. We need to schedule the next one. This is one thing that I do, Val. Is the holidays didn't work out as expected. I think it kind of put me in a bit of a thing, and then I had the flu, and other excuses. I don't know. Insert excuse here, but. What I would like to do is I'm going to give you guys an email about some advancement because that's something you got to do for your characters, right? Is kind of start to build on and advance your characters. The other thing is I would like to go back and look at the chat. And so who is Ouroboros Form? Who is that viewer? Do we know that person?
I do.
You do. Who is this person? First name.
That's a friend Lester.
All right. So Like, I absolutely love the acid watch jeans and the boots with the fur comment. So when we were talking about the gangsters, he was chiming in. So find out Lester's t-shirt size for me, please, because I'm going to give him a t-shirt for being the contributor of the session. And you guys, please comment, because I'll be picking random folks and mailing out some stickers and shirts as well from the YouTubes. Social media are over there, right over there. And anything to add? Hey, what's coming up with Slightly Salted? Anything coming up soon?
No, not yet. We're taking just a tad of a hiatus. One of the members, Dion, got married earlier this year. We've got John, who's planning a wedding, and so that with the holidays, there was just kind of a lot going on. So we've got a small hiatus. Hopefully, something new though coming early February. We'll see.
Fantastic. Well, all that marrying, man, that's pretty cool. I think it's in the water. So, all right. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take my index finger, and I'm going to end the stream right